Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to a Thursday episode of the Mike O'Mara Show. Whoa. Glad to have you along. Thursdays are interesting days.
How so?
We have I don't want to be slipping into old habits, but we have bowling night on Wednesday night.
Okay.
And then Thursday is a fire drill with Mrs. O'Mara going to her networking. And not related to that, but Mrs. O'Mara is entering a new venture that's very fascinating to me personally, and I think it will be very interesting to our listeners as well. To be continued. Not ready to talk about it just yet, but
okay.
She's a very, very busy woman, and she flies around.
She won something at her prayer breakfast today?
I have no idea. You might have gotten that because I've been flying around so much with dropping my kid off.
Yeah, I saw something on Facebook. It looked like a trophy with a $5 bill stuck in it.
I have you know more than I do.
Well,
you know more than I do.
You should get to the bottom of this because really that money, half of it belongs to you.
Well, Rob, to be honest with you, the morning did not get off to a great start when I jumped out weary out of the marital bed.
Yes.
and went winky tink and then sprung out to the kitchen where my duty is to make coffee.
Yeah.
But a little wrinkle occurred as I go in, and the drill is 5:30-ish.
Yeah.
I start the coffee, and it's a process because, we make a 12-cup cauldron of the and then
I didn't know you made that much.
We fight over it.
That's like a restaurant.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
But it's really not a lot.
No, because the cup measure
2 cups for her, 2 cups for me.
The cup measurer on like a coffee pot is not a true cup of coffee.
Exactly.
It's like 6 ounces maybe.
Yeah. So it's, it is. But I mean, it makes me wonder when you do go into like a diner or a restaurant, that's why they have 4 of them out there because it's constantly going. Yeah. So, but it's the routine. I go in, put it on, sit down, start my my little worky work, and then she's primping and doing her best because she's got a very early call.
Bluebirds bring her nightgown like in
like
Cinderella.
A princess.
Yeah,
it's wonderful.
Exactly.
And then she comes out, gets her coffee, and brings me a cup because the coffee's been made.
Oh, so you start it and leave.
Well, it's automatic.
Yeah.
Brilliant technology.
Mike, we live in a modern age.
So special. So proud.
So proud.
And I do that, and then I sit down, and the usual drill is she'll be walking back into, she's mid-primp when she comes out and grabs her coffee. And then she goes back to making herself look nice for her meeting.
Stunning.
And which is really, look, I admire her attention to detail. And, she's one of these women that takes pride in her appearance. And God knows we need more people in general, men and women.
Yeah, I agree. You know what? It's a courtesy to others.
The old days I could have said women, but now you got to include everybody.
I'm just looking at her Facebook page now, and this was posted 36 minutes ago.
Yeah.
She says, "Big winner," and then a prize cup emoji at my PBR networking group this morning. I guess
what she did, yeah.
I guess PBR is Pabst Blue Ribbon.
That's it. They drink beer starting at 7, and some of them go all the way till 1, 2 in the afternoon.
And those are the people that need to primp.
Beer will come into this story a little bit.
Oh, okay.
As I get into Wednesday night because that's bowling night, but that's another story.
Okay.
So, she goes into the kitchen. And as she's walking by, I notice she's got 1 cup of coffee. And I didn't say, where's my coffee, even though I've made it. And all is required is 2 cups to be picked up because 2 are poured. And I said, did you get me my coffee? Ooh. And as soon as I said, it went something like this. I said, did you get me my coffee? And then might want to plug in my thing when I'm doing that.
That does increase the fidelity.
Younger broadcaster. I said, "Did you get me my coffee?" I've got to be at my network.
Possessed by the devil! Possessed by the devil! I'm going to kill you! Why can't you get it? I've other things to do. I work for a living. You talk.
Now, being a sensible sort,
Yeah.
the proper way to look at that is it honestly adds no time to her morning to pick up a second cup and bring it in.
Well, no. I mean, it was obviously there was some sort of, she's very upbeat up until that point. Caught me out of left field. It caught me by surprise because I didn't expect it.
And it's standard for her to bring you the coffee?
Yeah, I make the coffee.
And she brings it.
It's not made, and she knows that it will be made waiting for her in the kitchen. I occasionally have gone off script and brought her a cup of coffee in the bathroom I'm beloved when I do that.
I was going to say, if I make a cup of coffee for Carrie, and I'm not a coffee guy, but it's most and it's easy in my house because she has a Keurig. I really drop the pod and hit the button.
Nothing easier.
And nothing easier.
But not if you're going to go for quantity.
No. Well, we can brew a pot with our Keurig, but I don't brew a pot for her.
I hear you. We're a coffee household.
But when you bring her the cup of coffee and her creamer, and she is like, my God, thank you.
Yeah, it's a very big deal in the morning for people that have busy mornings and are doing that.
I've bought her a house. I've given her 2 children.
Yes.
But the coffee, she thanks me for.
Coffee's a big deal. And so when I do that, it's a little extra. And I should also mention that there are 2 ways it can happen. I can feel energy the night before, and I can prep it and set the timer for 5 a.m. so that we both wake up to an FB. Fresh pop. By the way, the coffee drinkers in our audience are understanding what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I come from coffee people. I dig it. I just don't participate.
So this reaction was very strange to me and just a little off-putting. I won't burden you with that again. So
anything but a burden, Mike.
Now, with this rave out, she still hangs a Yui and goes back into the kitchen and brings me and she says in a very sarcastic way, "There's your coffee," and then proceeds to go do what she does, getting ready to go. I am not getting ready yet because I will be leaving at approximately 7:02 a.m. to pick up my son very close by at Gammy's house.
Because it's bowling night.
And bowling night, he stays at Gammy's, and he likes to be picked up early on Thursday because he has the school store that is specifically open for the 4th graders on Thursday. And
what they sell, cigarettes and fireworks? What do they?
They sell lottery tickets, vape pens,
drinks.
and a variety of different CBD products.
That's good.
For that. And guns.
For the school. It's Florida.
It's Florida. Right.
School store.
And, and some MAGA hats. Outside of that, they... So he likes to get there, and last week he was late, and so he had to end up, he overpaid for the little rubber Halloween bat that came out of the 8-ball or whatever the hell. I don't know what it was. It was a little
a stress ball thing?
I don't know. It was just
spooky season.
It was fair. So I roll out, and at in between this time, getting my angrily dropped cup of coffee, I hear from the background, "Mike?" And I said, "Yeah." And that's my yeah, you've heard it before. When I'm not really thrilled with the world. So I go, "Yeah." It's that soft kind of I'm hurt.
Yeah.
And she says, are you okay? I said, oh yeah, I'm fine.
And she knows you're not.
And then she apologized, and she was on her way, and everything was right with the world. My son was bouncing off the walls, very happy, very ready to go for the day. He's got
You made it in time to pick him up?
Yeah. I mean, it's very, very close by, and then everything is right with the world. Now, bowling last night, which I've talked about, getting back into, all good for bowling. I mean, I have to say that it's a tale of two sports for me, and it's a tale of two worlds. And I'm just here to say that the bowling world, I like to say on this show that I'm not really a people person all the time, but then I think about it, and I really do sometimes really like people. And
I think you're what is called an introverted extrovert.
I love the vibe at bowling, and I will tell you that to an individual, there was one particular lady who was a little twitchy, a little old, in that way, set in her ways, that kind of BS that I hate.
Norman?
No, just like, my ball goes over here,
Oh, she likes the way
she likes everything
to be
ordered. I hate that.
Yeah, understand.
But other than that, like to an individual, different shapes and sizes of people, and everybody having a great time, and just really nice people. And
you getting closer to your teammates?
Yeah. One of our guys, Bill, who's a really good bowler and has been super nice to me and kind of likes to hear me ramble with my stories. And he's just I don't know. I was super positive leaving. It might have had something to do with the reason I bowled better, or maybe bowling better made me in a better mood. I don't know. Or maybe it was the Stella Artois.
Do you remember any scores?
Yes. My first game, Rob Spiewak, I bowled a 168.
Wow, quite respectable.
Compared to my average, one of the guys on the other team looked at my score from the first game and said, now who is this usually? And I said, that's me. That's me. This was a departure from the norm, my 168. And it turned out to be
168 means you had marks in more frames than you didn't.
I was very, very happy. And but I indicated to him that I would come back to earth, which I did. My normal, there was a sub 90 round following that, which was thank you. But just really salt of the earth guys that they all knew each other. Obviously, they've been doing this for a long time. And you're right. One of my teammates with his brother, we call him Ben and Bill because it's an ice cream shop up in Bar Harbor.
I remember that
Ben
place,
and Bill are nice boys, young guys, and really we enjoy it and we have a great time. So, and he's super nice. Really always wants me to bowl better, always wants to help me out, and I love that. It's great.
I think bowling sometimes gets the short shrift. One of the things Robert wanted to do this weekend when he was home, he wanted to go bowling.
Right.
And I always say yes. And we had...
How's your league coming? Are you making any progress with that or what?
You know what? I'm going to have to wait, I think, to see if there's a winter league because the rescheduling of the show will help.
Okay.
I wasn't able to get to the alley in time or guarantee that I get to the alley in time every night. So I think that's good. I'm definitely going to look into a league. Actually, Robert wants to do a league this summer.
Okay.
Where we would be father and son on one team. And I think that would be great. But it is such a great environment. You can surround yourself with friends.
Hold on a second. Carla's calling me right now.
Oh, she is? Okay. With the prize winner.
What?
Yeah. But it is, I think more people should bowl.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. What are you up to?
I'm doing the show right now. I'm recording the show, and I was talking about you and your massive rave out about coffee this morning.
Oh, sorry. I was tired.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Okay.
Will you give her a message for me,
Rob,
Mike?
Rob, hold on. Rob has a message for you. Rob has a message for you.
Okay. Congratulations on the big win.
He said
He
said congratulations on the big win.
$5 in my networking group.
What is that clicking that I hear in the background?
It's my blinker.
Okay, can you maybe turn that off for a second? Because it really makes me think we're having some sort of audio interference.
Be like the rest of Florida. Don't use a turn signal.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
So, I'm taping with Rob right now, and to what do we owe this wonderful visit?
Oh, I was just calling to see how the pickup with Michael was this morning.
Great. He was in a great mood. He's excited to be at school, and he's very, very happy, and everything is right with the world. You sound perky. What did you win? What did you win today?
I won $5 for my 45-second commercial. I was voted the best commercial this morning because I started 2 new businesses.
And did you talk about your new venture today?
I did.
We can't spill the beans on everything, but let's just say the craze and something I've been very involved in with weight loss, these weight loss medications. A lot of people are like, hey, how do I get involved in that? And, Carla's going to have a pipeline to that through her business, and she'll be talking about it on this show. And we're very, very excited about it. It's a very, very exciting new thing that we're going to be doing.
I thought sure it was a food truck.
Yeah.
Not a food truck.
The sooner the better.
Yeah, no, lobster. Dick Queasy's food truck will not be it. So it'll be a lot of fun. Is that about it? Do you know I tape at 9 a.m., right? On 8 a.m., I should say.
Do you know?
It's not 9.
It's 8. We tape it at... What?
So 8 a.m. from now on.
What?
8 a.m. from now on.
Yeah, you betcha. Yeah.
Good to know. I can't keep up with everything, Mike.
There's the tone I got a little bit. Can you say
that's sweet?
Can you say that again, please?
I can't keep up with everything, Mike.
All right, here we go.
I can't keep up with everything, Mike.
Okay, I get it. All right, honey, I love you, and have a.
Okay, I love you too.
Yeah, have a good day.
Okay, bye.
Anyway,
$5 seems a little skimpy.
So that was when she was on the phone I have it through my board now, which is fun.
That's cool.
And I just want to see why that was so soft, and it's because she was on the line. It diminishes the other things that you have. So where the
you were talking about bowling.
Okay, bowling.
Don't say that word. And that you bowled well.
I did,
and that it's a great environment.
And I watched these guys who were a bunch of nuts. They obviously been buddies for a long time.
Screwballs.
They were just fun, nice people. And I said to Carla on the drive home, I said, everybody, we've come across a couple dozen people since we've done this league, and they're all nice people. And they're all salt of the earth people, and they're out there having a little bowling. Nobody's getting too crazy. Nobody drinks too much. Well, maybe.
Right.
But it's just
you mentioned
fun.
the Stella. You mentioned the Stella. How did you do?
I drink a pitcher and a beer. That's what I have during my night of bowling.
So 2 drinks.
Two beers. The worm has turned for me since I switched off of that Miller Lite.
Okay,
just
in what way?
A little bit more of a kick. Like I feel like I'm having something to drink, and I just was really pleased with everybody's vibe. Now, it's not just the bowling and the game that I rolled. These guys, and you'll like this, Rob, because this is bowling. You know bowling, and you'll know what this is all about.
Sure.
You might even know before I tell you. So just feel free to jump in if you think you know. So these guys are bowling, and every now and then, one of the guys would bowl, and then they'd all put their hands up like this. They'd all be showing their hands. And I didn't know what the hell was going on.
I don't know what that is.
I had no idea. And I really was half paying attention to them because I'm kind of focused on my own thing.
Right.
And then late in I think it might have been the third game, might have been the second game, Carla gets up there, and she knocks all the pins over except for one. And suddenly they say, put your hand up, put your hand up. And I said, shots. And I said, what's going on, guys? She goes, she left the 5-pin. She left the 5-pin. And that's when we put our hands up in the air. And I don't know what. I said,
are you sure they're not like Nazis?
I don't know what's going on. It looked like they were giving the Heil Hitler salute. And I don't know what's going on. And I said, what? Here it is. And the guy explains to me by using the number. He says, if you leave the 5-pin as the only pin standing, you either have to knock it over or you buy shots for the group. If you don't get that 5 pin, you have to buy shots for the group.
Wow, I had no idea.
And they were cheap shots too. There's this blue vodka thing with for $3. Like
blue.
Is it Curacao? Is it
Curacao? Yeah, and it's an orange flavored liqueur.
And
blue.
And vodka and blue Curacao and vodka. They're $3 each. I found that out right away as I realized that we are responsible for paying if she doesn't pick it up. And
I have a thing with when I used to drink, and I would be at, say, Jimmy's with Zoolander, Eric Stolginski.
A man who is known to put away occasional cocktail.
If we ever graduated to blue drinks, that was good night, nurse. Blue is the worst.
So they're saying, well, the game is this. If you leave the 5, and I encourage you, even though you are a teetotaler, to implement this in your league when it gets up and running.
You know, the 5 is not a hard single pin to pick up.
It's right in the middle. It's behind the head pin. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. Because it's 1, 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6.
That's where I was kind of. Yeah. Where is it? I said. And
it is exactly behind the head pin.
And I kind of half listened when they told me, and then I kind of figured out. Late in the evening, there was another spare like that, and I went 5 pin. So we'll get to that in a second. Okay. So Carla misses the 5 pin. And then she comes back over, and the explaining continues. Where
did she know the pressure was on her when she went up to pick up the 5?
She kind of knew what was going on. And so they're going, okay, you have to do that. You can do anything you want, but it's a blah, 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 blah. And I said, well, what's the deal? And then I remembered my old bar, and I said, well, how about redheaded sluts? And they're like, what's that? I said, it's Jaeger, peach schnapps, and cranberry. No, that's expensive. But for $3, you can get this little, and it must be, I think it's vodka that might be made in the still behind the bowling alley.
Yeah, it definitely comes in a plastic bottle.
So we finally settle on it, and then it takes a while to get them out there, and they're just tiny little shots. Yeah. And but because I was enjoying my adult beverages, I was really, really psyched to participate in this, and it was fun. And, you know, between
brotherhood, it's brotherhood.
Switching the octane, which has been helpful, and the little blue kicker over, I don't party like I used to, but it was just enough to, I'm engaging everybody in conversation. I'm forgetting when it's my frame. I'm really having a fantastic time.
Well, if you're forgetting where you are in the lineup, right, that's not going to earn you any friends.
Well, it didn't really matter because everybody's kind of dragging. Okay. Everybody.
I imagine you are the second on your. You're in the second in the lineup.
Yeah. How did you know that? Yeah.
That's where you put your weakest bowler. Sorry.
They did it. They did it automatically. You ass.
Yeah. You put your second strongest bowler first, then weakest, next weakest, and then your strongest.
Wow. Wow. Oh, no. Oh, Rob.
I'm sorry, buddy. Damn. I just was guessing.
So, like, when it's done automatically, because it's done automatically.
Right. Yeah. It probably even knows.
I'm definitely the weakest bowler of the team.
Yeah.
My average
You are the weakest bowler. Goodbye.
My average is, would you like to know my average?
You know what? No, I don't.
101.
Hey, 3 digits, man.
That's when the guy, when I bowled the 168, said, who's this? Like it was somebody ringing for my position.
Mike, you have got that 160 ability within you. You can do that and improve on it.
I bowled it. But
you're going to start. You need to be consistent, and you've got those scores in you.
So the shots come out. It's fun. I'm chatting with Bill on my team. I'm chatting with the other guys. There's a guy that threw a 20 mile per hour 16-pound ball. That's how strong this guy was.
Wicked.
It's amazing to watch. It was just.
You used to tease me about how hard I threw the ball.
Yeah.
And I'm only at like 15 miles an hour.
Okay. I'm about 14 myself.
Yeah.
And my bowling ball weighs 3 pounds.
It's the size of a cantaloupe.
It's actually made out of paper mache. This is, look, if you don't know bowling, folks, this is pure bowling shtick. Rob knows bowling. We never talk about sports until right now. We can talk about it. Yes, I bowl my 15 mile per hour, 3-pound bowls.
Zing!
So it goes on and on and on, and we're okay. We're not killing anybody. And
it's a 7:00 call,
it's
right?
It's a 7:00 call. My performance is slowly but steadily diminishing as the evening goes. And then I just like that. It sounded just like that. And then I look at Carla, who's getting ready to bowl, and she rolls another thing, and she leaves. This is late in the game, much later, like an hour later, she bowls, and she leaves the 5-pin. And at this point, I go, 5-pin! 5-pin! And I'm not rooting for her to make the spare, because if she leaves it, we get shots again. Who gives a rat's ass that I'm buying them? I'm just hoping.
You can just go buy a shot.
Exactly, but where's the fun in that?
You're right. I agree with you.
And then, and so Carla gets up, and she's really, really concentrating, because Carla's a teetotaler. She's not imbibing at all. She's not. She has her little.
The game means a lot to her.
She has her little cannabis drink, and that's it for the evening.
Right. Someone's got to drive.
So she stands up there, and as she begins her approach, I go,
oh no!
And she hits it square on. Misses, no miss for her. She
nails
shots. It, no shots, and that was towards the end of the night. What a day! But bowling was spectacularly fun. I loved every single minute of it, and
so you'll be there again next week, because I know you missed a couple.
Yeah, because
weeks.
The arm is I've gotten a little more bowling arm now, where it's
nice.
It's a little stronger and not affecting my other athletic activities. So
and the more you get in there, and the more you get the feel of it, the better you will get. You will get more 160 games as you go.
Yeah, and it's look, everybody's slaying the dragon down here. Everybody's hustling. Everybody's got to go to work.
Oh, how was Ronnie's playlist?
Ronnie was, it sounded to me like I think it was a dupe of the previous week. I don't think it was a fresh one, but I walked in again, too, and I said, hey, best thing about tonight, got to get to listen to Ronnie's music. And he's like, and I walk by, and I'm bouncing around. They're just super nice. Is it the nicest place in the world? No. Is it the finest bowling alley in the world? Quite the opposite. But it is just salt-of-the-earth people, and outside from a couple of twitchy old ladies, it's a spectacular event. And there are people, young, old, in between. You got people that look like perhaps they knocked over a Bank of America before they got there, and then you have people, and then you have the big guy that looks like a defensive end for the Dallas Cowboys, but we call him Fred Flintstone because he does this rhythmic, like almost a tiptoe bowl struck there. And then you got the guy tonight that throws 20 miles per hour. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am here to tell you that if you have an alley near your home, even not near your home, get yourself involved. It's
Go do it.
Absolutely a wonderful thing. And they don't muck it up with with flashing lights and disco balls and all that crap they put on.
Don't need that fog machine.
I don't like that crap. I don't like that. I want to be able to see.
It's a bowling alley.
Right.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've got my, and it's difficult for me to see with my woogie eye right now,
How is it?
Well, let's see.
Is it Mike, the bowling alley, by the way, it's a non-smoking facility, right?
Nobody, they all go outside to smoke.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I bet it still smells like smoke.
I was not at the level where, here it is.
Mike, it's not like Woogie.
No, Woogie had it on the outside of his eye.
Yeah, I think it looks better.
Red. I think it's better too. I was not optimistic. Oh, put it back. Cleo, put the camera back where it's supposed to go. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Shelly's not in today?
Shelly's taking a personal day.
Okay.
Shelly's not here today.
But yeah, I do think it looks better.
It feels a little bit better, but today is physical day, so I got to go get my my physical. And I was thinking about my fear of the hernia test.
Yes.
And I think it may have to do with a past incident that
with a doctor?
All the way back to maybe Dr. Preble, my family doctor when I was a child. And I
don't know you've ever mentioned him.
Well, the hernia test is, where they for ladies out in our audience that maybe have never had they have you drop your shorts.
Yes.
Underwear and all. and they basically touch your balls.
Well, I've always felt that it was more of a cupping.
There's a little prodding that goes on.
Yeah, and then the cough.
Right. And Dr. Preble, I think when I was younger.
Here you go, Mike.
My physical. Yeah.
Dr. Preble's favorite song.
Hey, Olivia, will you get me a cup of coffee, please? I have to go to my network. Sorry. Thank you. Yeah, I can do multiple things. Thank you. 168. I think he was overzealous with the test one time, and he might have caused a little pain. I am very sensitive down there. I don't like going near it myself. I don't like anyone else that I might be intimate with going near. I don't care for it. And some of the things you see.
Dr. Preble, you say he was enthusiastic. Did he seem to take joy in it?
No. He would process you. No, this isn't a bad thing, Rob.
Okay,
like,
I'm just checking.
All those molestations that you experienced. This is not that. He was in and out, but it was like a little too vigorous.
Well, in and out would be bad.
Well, that I haven't gotten that either, so I don't know what's going to happen.
You need to, man of your age.
Well, no, I think they do it with the blood work. I think that's how they. I hope. All right. I don't know, or he just doesn't want to. I'm not asking for it. No matter what the circumstances, I'm not going to ask for the probe. Not going to do it.
My doctor heard a phrase on this show that he still uses. He says it's time to visit the jelly drawer. And that's when you have to get ready for the probe.
I'd get in my car if he said that.
Well,
really? Does he say it's time to visit the jelly drawer?
Well, it's sort of funny. He does it with a wink and a nod.
How close are you to your physician?
At times, very close.
I would be. Who's the celebrity he most resembles?
Oh, that's tough. Maybe B.D. Wong from Law and Order.
Who's B.D. Wong?
The Asian detective on Law and Order.
Your doctor is Asian?
Yes.
Okay. B.D.
We've
Wong.
been through this.
Is he young?
Kevin Lee. He's a little younger than me. About my age, though.
All right. Well, to me, that's young. So, the jelly drawer. I don't know. I just don't like it. It causes it. Oh, there he is. Really? Very, very handsome man.
Handsome fella, yeah.
Absolutely. So anyway, I got that today.
Thank you, Mac.
And,
you're going to do great. And, maybe you should have some of those blue shots before the physical.
I wrap up this opening segment today, ladies and gentlemen, with a joke told to me yesterday by a golfer. And
golf courses are the greatest place for jokes.
This is a variant on a dad joke, but it is a dirty joke.
All right.
And
am I going to have to bleep anything?
No, I don't believe you will. Okay. I believe I have, as a matter of fact, after this joke was told and went over very well, I said to myself, can I get away with it? And I think I may be able to, and I think you're the right guy to tell the joke. Okay?
Excellent.
Are you ready?
Go.
Here it goes. This is a joke about birds.
Okay.
All right. What is the bird that we associate with strength and power and bravery?
I would say the eagle.
An eagle. That's right. Absolutely correct. All
Thank
right?
you.
What bird do we associate with wisdom and age?
One of my least favorite birds, the owl.
An owl, right?
Yeah.
What bird do we associate with peace and love?
The dove.
The dove is absolutely correct.
I'm doing great here, yeah.
What is the bird that we associate with true love?
I don't know.
A swallow. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I want to tell you, I'll be here. Yeah, pretty good, huh?
I love it.
I think it was good. I like that.
I'm holding on to it, Mike.
Yeah, I held on to it, too, because it's easy to remember. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we got the roundtable. You are listening to the Mike O'Mara Show. Whoa, whoa. Relive and preserve your cherished memories with Legacy Box.
Love it.
You can safely digitize your family's precious moments. It's so easy. Visit legacybox.com/TMOS for an exclusive 40% discount. They handle over 15 types of analog media, including VHS tapes, Super 8mm film reels, and photo negatives. As the world's largest digitizer with a decade of experience, Legacy Box has helped over 1 million families relive special moments, from weddings to Christmases to beach trips to school plays. And, of course, all of those wonderful Sadie Hawkins dances. So many memories. Oh, how we danced.
Do you remember the Sadie Hawkins dance, Mike?
That's where the girls pick, right?
That's exactly
yeah,
right.
I'd go to the parking lot. Yeah. And,
I
and
was
bowl.
not. I was not invited.
Go to legacybox.com/TMOS to save 40%. Buy today. Send it in when you're ready. Go to legacybox.com/TMOS. legacybox.com/TMOS. There's the crack. We're very happy to have you with us. You are listening to the Mike O'Mara Show. Oscar will return tomorrow for the bonus program, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. And we start today with your old pal, Netflix. I think arguably Netflix, as far as user friendliness and the platform itself, is my favorite based on how they do it.
By far the best.
Far and away.
It reminds you where you left off if you did. The recommendations are usually really solid.
Yep.
And
trailers when you when you roll over the little movie poster, you get the trailer. It's very cool.
I do stray to other things for specific programs, but Netflix is a go-to. That's like flipping channels because they have that homepage.
Well, here is the problem. They're getting more expensive again.
They just did, didn't they?
It seems like it was an hour ago they did it.
Yeah.
The company told shareholders in a letter Wednesday. Well, there you go. When you hear they told shareholders, there's the problem. That they are raising prices on some of their subscription plans. Netflix has 3 pricing tiers available to customers. An option with ads. I think that's the cheapest.
Yeah.
Standard, which is the one I go for. And premium. And I think is premium you just get more free channels. Is that what it is? Probably. I don't know.
Is
it like YouTube TV maybe or something like that?
Because Standard doesn't have spots, right?
I think Standard. Standard doesn't have spots for me.
Yeah, then that would have to be expanded programming.
I think premium has more users allowed.
Oh,
you have like
multifamily. Multifamily.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
Matt, thank you. Some customers are also grandfathered into a basic plan, but it's not an option people can choose now. So they're eliminating that. More expensive tiers allow customers to stream on more devices and add members to their household. So there it is, Mac. Mac had it right.
It sounds like Netflix might be being run by Corey from the morning show.
There you go. Yeah, perfect.
When he says so many surprises today.
Yeah. He's that show. The new price hike is. By the way, Carla did not want to watch that when we came home from bowling. Mike, it's late, and I'm like, come on, it's a morning show. We like it together. Come on, blue shots.
It's going to be good, Mike. It's worth the wait.
The new price hike is hitting Netflix basic and premium tiers. Each option now $2 more expensive than it used to be. $11.99 for basic and $22.99 for premium. That is getting into the range of a lot of movie prices for.
But nowadays you kind of need it because there's as much Netflix programming as there is anything else. I think they are sort of the upper tier.
Yep.
And $2 is not that bad per month.
It is.
I don't know why I'm
not talking about the increase because it really wouldn't seem on the surface to be that much. When you add it up and something that was $14 less than a year ago, it seems like, is now $22.99. That's what pisses me off.
I hate that I'm siding with them right now, but if I see a tremendous dip in programming, and I think we're about to because of the strike, then I'll reconsider.
I don't think I have anything on the strike other than maybe a comment from one of the producers that was counterproductive and not positive. Netflix pricing of the cheapest option, which includes ads, will remain at $6.99, and the standard tier will stay at $15.49. Oh, good.
I think Netflix is kind of lousy about ad insertion. Peacock is pretty good about it, but I think that I've seen stuff on Netflix with ads, and they seem to just drop them in willy-nilly.
Yeah.
And I hate that.
We're really not allowed to talk about that, though, because we certainly have our share of issues with that, too. Right?
No, our ads are placed exactly right.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Where's my boom? Thank you. Oh, I lost it. Where is it?
You lost your boom?
Get the boom, Shelley. Oh, Shelley's not here today.
No, that's your problem.
Thank you, Virgil. Burt Young. You remember Burt Young? Do you remember this?
Course.
I know you're obsessed with death, so you don't miss these. He played Paulie in 6 of the Rocky films starring Sylvester Stallone, drawing an Oscar nomination for supporting actor for his performance in the 1976 original. He has passed away. His daughter, Anne Moray Stingizer, confirmed to the New York Times that he was 83. He was also great. I remember him in that movie, Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah, he was like the
limo driver.
His boy Friday, yeah.
You want me to move some people? And and it was always kind of like, I can't do it with that like that. Yeah.
I didn't realize he was an Oscar nominee.
Yeah,
that's
he was,
pretty cool.
A really wonderful character actor. I mean, really did the New York thing, and just seems like every week that goes by, Rob, more and more things we grew up with, they're saying sayonara. But
I shall always remember seeing Rocky IV at a WAVA Power premiere, and there's a scene when he comes out to the James Brown song "Living in America," and for some reason, Paulie just grabs a stick with a skull on it. Yeah. And he's like cradling it for the whole scene. Yeah. A little touch, but a very memorable guy.
So safe travels to him. Let's move on to brighter things. Adele has quit drinking.
Hey, just like me.
Hello. She told fans in attendance at a Vegas residency, she says she has been a borderline alcoholic. She was in her 20s, at least self-described, performing at the Coliseum at Caesars on Saturday. Adele said, she's 35 now, I stopped drinking maybe like 3.5 months ago. It's boring. I mean, I was literally borderline alcoholic for quite a lot of my 20s. And then, even though she said it's boring, she chips in with, but I miss it so much. And you've talked about that.
It's common, yeah. There are certain situations that trigger me to really want to have something. As a rule, I don't miss it. But situationally, it's very weird to sit down and watch a football game and not just,
Really?
have a beer.
So that's one of your triggers?
Yeah. Like a Sunday afternoon if you're watching sports or at an event or at a bar, certainly at a bar or at a social gathering. You know what? I missed it at the bowling alley this weekend.
Yeah. It's, well, I mean, I think that I was telling somebody that when I owned a bar that my evening consisted of, and this is not a healthy lifestyle. I don't recommend it. I wish I'd known what I know now. I would do the afternoon show. I'd get home about 7:30 at night, jump into the shower, get over to my joint by 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, and 3, maybe sometimes 4 nights a week, I'd close the joint. And I wasn't in there drinking Diet Coke. I was in there, and it was the lifestyle. There were people, my memory of owning a bar was the regulars, the Cheers people that would be in there, and their sport was drinking, and your sport was drinking. And it was, it catches up with you. We had the Tommy. By the way, I was reflecting on what you said about Tommy Lee yesterday when you were talking about the 2 gallons. No, do you think he was referring perhaps to a handle as opposed to 2 gallons, maybe 2 half gallons when he's talking about that?
Maybe, but still, that's a lot.
But it was, it's the bottle you would get. Do they even sell gallon bottles of vodka? Do they sell that?
Mike, I know a guy.
Do they really, though, sell it?
No, they don't.
No.
They don't know.
So he was talking about a half gallon probably. He didn't drink 4 handles of vodka a day. Not. Nobody could.
No, you can't do that. You can't. One thing I will say, watch out for Adele, though, is that when you stop drinking, you tend to eat. So we'll just keep an eye on that.
Actually, I consider alcohol to be more of a trigger for eating.
Well, it does. It does trigger you to eat, but if she's going to look for something to fill that void,
did you feel like when you quit that you wanted to eat more?
Eventually, yeah. Because
you told me that you filled that void with your work with the poor.
Yes, but I was making them cook for me.
Rob would go to the various places where people were a little down on their luck and invite them into his car to come home and make him pasta.
I say, you make soup all day.
Absolutely.
Come on, this will be easy.
Wonderful. So she said, enjoy your whiskey sour. I'm very jealous. That's what Adele says. So we wish her the very, very best. A TikToker who posts relationship advice has been racking up the hits with her nickname theory. It is a way to figure out if you're really into a guy that you've only had a few dates with. This is interesting. The whole thing is based on how women talk to each other about the guys they're dating. So this is, I would say, a service for men who are single, who are out there that might want to be interested about whether you're doing well with your particular lady. Names can be confusing, so they will often use nicknames to describe the guy that they are newly dating. For example, a silly, lighthearted description like the plain bagel and cream cheese guy, that means you're not in a serious relationship with him. It's not about to last. Well,
she's more focused on the food than the guy.
If you narrow down the description to something relevant to him, like the gray BMW guy, that's personal, and he is a possibility. It could go either way.
Okay.
The final category is actually a nickname. If you use his real name, I had so much fun with Tom Smith last night, you're in for the long haul. And you would...
so the classification of the nickname predicts the future of the relationship.
If she says, I went out with Mike, or I went out with Mike O'Mara, then that's...
Radio's Mike O'Mara.
If I went out with legendary heritage broadcaster Mike O'Mara, that's a big win. If
Carrie
she says I went out with
one...
that guy that does that podcast, then it's not as good. And if she says,
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Shut up.
Oh, that's...
Does
she have a nickname for you? It's potted up because of your phone.
Yeah.
When you took Carla's call.
All right. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I'll
That's
get
all right.
out of that.
Carrie only had one nickname for me, and she still whips it out once in a while.
What's that?
Dummy.
Dummy. Hey, dummy.
Yeah.
Hey, dummy. I use that for
I
you,
always
too.
thought
A lot of your friends
I know.
use that.
But you know what? From her, it seems sweeter somehow.
Hey, I've got one final story for you. Speaking of Adele, are you ready for this?
Yes, I'm ready.
Evolutionary
Go,
biologists have traced the origins of masturbation to pre-ancient primates 40 million years ago. According to new research, self-pleasuring served as an evolutionary purpose, as it protected men against sexually transmitted diseases and boosted their fertility. Have you read anything about this, Mac?
I have not.
Thank you.
But I'm listening.
Thank you. Female pleasure boosts libido and soothes the when they get cramps during that time of the month.
Thank you for the hand gesture, Mike.
That's the way. Well, I'm doing it like Lancelot Linkwood.
I know. Well, I'm sure he had his moments.
It's time, Link. It's time to choke the chicken. I gotta excuse myself and lock the bathroom door, Mara.
What are you doing in there, Lancelot?
I believe he's pleasuring himself.
The bear.
God, this is for a segment of people that are, as old as I am. The female pleasuring boosts the libido, soothes the cramps, according to scientists. So that's why it's been around for a while.
Yeah.
The study found primates did it more than other members of the animal kingdom, and it's an older practice than previously believed. It's been around for a long time. That doesn't surprise me that, it feels good. If it feels good, do it. It was most likely present in the common ancestor of all monkeys and apes, including humans. I believe I have been to a zoo and seen a monkey doing that. Seen an ape.
I think it's fairly common.
The significance of female self-pleasure remains more of a mystery, while frequently there are few reports describing that, more with the guys than with the ladies. More detail on female sexual behavior are needed to better understand the evolutionary role of masturbation. Just whatever you do, don't ask them for their coffee. Okay, just to make sure. Can I have a cup of coffee, please? That's what happens. I've turned that off. Turn it off. Turn it off. Thank you. We have to take a break.
I believe primate self-pleasure might be a category.
Yes, very exciting.
Stay off the internet, please.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming up, we are going to speak to Rob Spiewak about the dog dilemma.
Got a dog dilemma
at home. Yeah. And later in the broadcast, we will be speaking to our football guy, Nicky Diamond. We'll be right back, everybody. Elevate your hydration with Liquid IV, America's #1 powdered hydration brand. I'm bringing it right now. I'm bringing the sugar-free.
What flavor today? Because the sugar-free is fantastic.
Lemon lime. I love it.
So good.
Lots of great flavors. By the way, they are number one. And whether it's morning, whether it's pre-workout, after a plane ride, whatever you're doing where you want to hydrate, Liquid IV has one stick to hydrate twice as fast as water and provides essential vitamins and 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. 12 delicious flavors, staying hydrated. I got the lemon lime thing going.
Yeah, well, it has a tang to it. It's great.
It's never been more exciting. So join us in making a global impact. Liquid IV has donated 39 million servings across 50 countries. Choose Liquid IV for revitalizing and world-changing hydration. Real people, real flavor, real hydrating. Grab your Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code TMOS at checkout. That's 20% off anything when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code TMOS at liquidiv.com. So you're still doing the doggy sitting, right? You're still doing that.
And we've had a lot of dogs come through our house, and I like most of them. But, always a concern for me is, Linus is the king of my house. He's my dog. We've had him now nearly
Little beagle.
11 years. Yeah. Well, he's a mix. He's a proper mutt.
Okay.
And he's very alpha, very weird dog.
But
he
we
fits in with
her up good and proper.
But we really love him. Now, he will be 11 in December, and that's a pretty good run for a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Not a tremendous run, but he's got, issues that older dogs get.
How old is he again?
He'll be 11 in December.
Okay.
And so Carrie and I have been thinking about getting sort of a crossover dog because we don't want the house to be totally empty when the day comes.
Right.
So I was thinking about 10 and 11 years ago, I had a little more vim and vigor and energy to train a puppy. I could still do it, but I'm not all in as I was before. Well, we're currently pet sitting a dog for the family that Carrie nannies and babysits for. And he's a big boy. He's about 95, 100 pounds. Wow. A lab mix, golden lab mix. His name is Sebastian. He's the stupidest dog I've ever met in my life.
You've referenced him before on the show,
yes.
Right?
He's the one that dragged me across the grass.
But you dig it. You like having dogs in the house. You don't mind
I do. I love it. Mm-hmm. I think it completes the family, and it's especially nice now that the kids are out most of the time because it's it helps fill the house and prevent you from.
But you want
a
dog that's less of a hassle.
Yeah, and this is a big stupid dog that all he wants to do is for you to pet him, and then he smiles and he lays down and he flips over so you can rub his belly. I think he thinks he's a smaller dog because of the way he performs.
Are you going to adopt him?
Well, here's the deal. I really want to, but
is he available?
He's not our dog. And no, he's been offered to us. They said, well, if you are right now are dealing with anything with Linus and you want him as sort of a service dog, a comfort dog, keep him for a couple weeks. And so he has.
So what is the circumstance with the people you watch this dog for?
I normally don't get involved in all this stuff, but he is such a marvelous dog. And the family that he comes from has 5 kids, 2 cats, a bird, and the house is rather hectic at all times.
Okay.
And because of that, and Carrie, she spends time there because she's nannying the kids, that she says the dog is often ignored and he doesn't get the attention.
Is that Carrie's observation or is the family aware of this too?
Well, I think the parents are kind of aware of it. One of the kids, the oldest kid, is a high schooler. The kids range from high school to just about pre-K, the 5 kids.
Okay.
And it's technically the high schooler's dog. And he will occasionally say, hey, when do I get my dog back? Kind of jokingly.
But he doesn't really care.
But I don't think he cares that much.
All right, I got to stop you because I've got a question here. So
please.
This sounds like it's being generated solely on your end. That keeping the dog for a couple of weeks is not the same thing as saying, you know what, I think he'd be happier at your place. Have they made any kind of reference to that or indication to that?
We haven't really approached it because we know that it's not
the cattle rustling Spiwax.
Well, it's not a cattle rustle because my most recent thing is I said, well, if Ian, that's the kid that belongs to the dog, if he is concerned about his dog, what if we make him a financial offer? And then we give him like $100, $150, big money for a high schooler, and we get the dog.
Well, that's tough.
It is because you know
how
what?
much is overstepping, right?
Yeah, but she's pretty close with the family.
She is.
And if they shut it down, they shut it down.
Does she feel that approaching the family like this would be a viable thing to do? Because that's interesting.
Oh, I think so.
Okay. And you really want this dog.
I mean, at our house, he gets love. He gets
I know
walks.
don't separate it from you. You're compartmentalizing again.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
You defend yourself. There's no reason.
Yeah.
Do you really want this dog?
Very, very much.
If you approach it by saying you don't give him enough love, then that's going to backfire.
We wouldn't go into a negative space.
But
when we approach
you
them.
are in love with this animal.
I am, and here's the magic of it: is that he's a known commodity. When you get a puppy or a dog that you don't know.
You don't have to explain it. You love the dog. The dog is is this the best, in your opinion, the best dog you've ever pet sat for?
Absolutely.
And you love him so much, you love having him around that you want him to, is he a relatively young dog?
He's 3.
3. So he's he's a relatively young dog. Have you and Carrie discussed really going forward with this and how it might work?
Yeah, we have. I every night I say, we really need to keep this dog. I really want this dog.
Yeah, she goes to the family and says,
"Yeah,
how?" I have to tell you something. If there was any way, just tell Carrie to do it this way. You go to that family. I have no idea whether I'm overstepping or not, but I'm going to share it with you. And if the answer is no, or there's no possible way, that is perfectly understandable. But my husband, Rob, who's had a year, is absolutely in love with this dog. And if there was ever any desire on anybody in this family's, to have this dog go to another home because the house is too crazy or it's too much for you to handle, we'll be there. And in fact, he would even, what would you pay for the dog?
I would think that, you know what? I would think $200.
$1 million. How much would you pay?
I'd say $200.
$200.
Yeah. And I don't, you know what? In a way, that makes me feel kind of oogie.
Because it's lowballing with the price. Have you seen the price of puppies lately?
Yeah, but you know what? This is not any
is
sort of
Is it a mutt, this dog?
Yeah, it's not a saleable dog. And as I said, he's really, really
What is the
dumb.
breed again? What is the breed of this dog?
He looks, they've had a DNA test on him. To look at him, he looks a lot like a golden lab.
Okay.
But short-haired, soft-haired.
You love that kind of dog. You love that kind of, like what was the other, Luca? Was that the other Luna?
Oh, no, Luna. Luna was a
Luca
mastiff.
is Oscar's nephew.
That's right. And I don't want, well, maybe for $200, I'd take the nephew as well.
That way, a package deal.
But I like a big dog. Linus is right on the border. He's about 50 pounds. If they get smaller than that, I don't as much like them. This is what's so fun about this dog.
I love it. I mean, you know what? Here's the way I look at you.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too heavy, but with the year you've had, I mean, you don't want to put too much on it if they don't want to. If they don't want to give you the dog or sell you the dog, but I mean, it's great that you're able to do that. And I would say whether this goes or not, go out and get yourself another one. Go to the shelter and find one that doesn't have to be a puppy.
I think we need to.
Right?
I think we need to rescue a dog somehow.
This is good for you. Your eyes light up when you're talking about this. You're compartmentalizing, but you don't have to. Let me tell you something, Rob. It is okay to want to do something like this. This is good for you, and I think this would be wonderful for you, even if it doesn't pan out with this dog.
Right.
Spend a couple of weeks, drive the perimeter,
Yeah,
get up to Hagerstown, do a long, separation drive to find these shelters because they're all over the place, and they're not all pit bulls. I mean, that's but pit bulls can be wonderful too.
I would take a pit bull. My best friend Brad,
because they're pretty.
Bull.
They're pretty, and then some of them, they get a bad rap.
Yeah.
So you've talked about it. What do you think? Do you think this is on Carrie, right, to make this happen?
Well, I think so, but I think that there is a chance, and it would make me extraordinarily happy. But understand that I also feel a little hesitant to move forward with it because it's like, a dog can be a member of a family.
Yeah.
It's like, can I buy a member of your family?
No, but here it is. I think, you know what I think? I've got the ideas are racing through my head because I like this. This is cool. If you you can write. If you sat down and you wrote a letter and you put
That's
some effort
smart.
into it and thought about it and said, could you give this letter to the family? And Carrie preface it by, and you can do it too. Then you get a double preface where I hope we're not overstepping, but if there was any interest whatsoever, and you don't say getting rid or
no, we keep it positive
of sharing, what would be the word you use of, we know
letting us adopt him.
If there was any interest in letting us adopt, that's how I would put it.
Yeah, and we'll enclose a picture of him, the dog, holding today's newspaper, so they know he's okay.
Obviously, you two wouldn't be talking about it if you didn't think there was a little bit of a possibility based on their lifestyle. I think there's a possibility.
Yeah, it's a nutty house. Cool. And you know what? I don't fault them for having a nutty house. I grew up in a nutty house.
Right.
But I think the dog is a better fit at my house.
Yeah.
And that's not just me.
Makes me sad because I'm looking at our little guy and our little chihuahua, and our audience loves their dogs and cats. They do. That's the way it goes. Frankie is, oh man, some days just staring, just stands in the middle of the room looking off into space.
But he's comfortable, right?
He seems comfortable. He does, he gets it's pretty steady, looking at him. I have to now gauge what the quality of life is for him.
That's really where it's at.
You don't know how much is purely his bad vision and how much is, what's going on up in the head there, but he still seems like he's aware. It's weird. It's a tough situation to be in.
You played it right by having Winslow as your crossover.
Yeah. I mean, I think Winslow wasn't a crossover dog. He was the dog that replaced Beluga.
That's true.
The pug.
That's true.
It's a harsh reality of life, but this is,
It's not fair that dogs live as brief as they do.
You've dealt with enough subtraction. I think maybe a little additional be happy. Keep us posted on that, all right? Let us know what's happening
It makes
with
me
that.
think of Mike when Linus was, I guess, like 10 or 11 weeks old. I brought him into the show, and we could only keep him quiet if you held him. I had pictures of you holding this puppy and doing the show. It's
man,
great.
you want to talk about something that helps your noggin. Man, get yourself a hound dog. That's what
dogs are the best.
We'll take a break. Nicky Diamond talking about the NFL coming up next right here on the Mike O'Mara Show. This podcast is sponsored by Naked Wines. Naked Wines is a subscription service that connects you to the finest independent winemakers on the planet, so you get wine as often as you like for a fraction of the price you pay in stores, up to 60% off. And the best part, every bottle is a passion project from an independent winemaker. So you are literally making an independent winemaker's dream come true, which is nice. So head to nakedwines.com/TMOS, click the Enter Voucher in the top right when you get to the website, and then enter TMOS for both the code and password to get 6 bottles of wine for just $39.99 with shipping included.
You got yours,
I did.
Right?
It's wonderful wine.
The packaging is so nice.
Yep.
Everything about it is convenient and easy. And with the holidays coming up, think about it.
You get an overwhelming sense of the care. And then when you taste the wine, you realize these are an incredible value for the money. That's $100 off and less than $7 per bottle. And it's great stuff. NakedWines.com/TMOS. Use the code and password TMOS to grab 6 bottles for $39.99. Just $39.99. NakedWines.com/TMOS, code and password TMOS for $100 off your first 6 bottles. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I'm going to have a little serious discussion with our friend Nicky Diamond today.
It's going to be a big weekend for you, Mike.
It's going to be a big weekend, but I want to pick Nicky's brain. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. I want to pick Nicky's brain on this subject. Nicky.
Love it.
What do you do?
Yes.
What do you do when your team, I'm a massive Giants fan. What do you do when your team it sucks so bad in the first 6 games of the season that you lose your interest? I don't know what to do, Nicky. It's very depressing being a New York Giants fan. I'm not asking you for therapy, but maybe I am.
Well, you could do this, Mike. You could just bet on the other team each week.
Yeah. Oscar suggested that. Oscar suggested that
Oh, then it's a horrible idea. Never mind. Don't do that. Bad idea.
Yeah.
Don't trust his ideas.
It's frustrating. It is.
Hey, here's an idea, Oscar. Show up on time. How about that?
There you go.
Very novel. Very novel.
He's well.
Before we go on with your Giants, Mike, I think we should start with AI Nicky's picks for Week 7.
Let's get to AI Nicky, and you'll love this. If you've never heard AI Nicky, he's becoming a national treasure. Fire away.
Hey TMOS fam, it's time for more winning picks. Take the Steelers +3 at the Rams. All of SoFi Stadium will be yellow and black. Bet the Buccaneers -2.5 versus the Falcons and the Seahawks -7.5 versus the Cardinals. I heard about your bowling adventure, Mike. Let me know if you want to play in my league. My average score is 300.
Wow.
What's yours?
Wow.
Light 'em up.
What a bowler. What a bowler he is, huh?
His accent is enchanting.
It really, his average score is a perfect score.
I know. My average is 300. I am very happy with that. Oh, my God. All right, let's get right to it, Nicky Diamond. Take it away.
You know what? I was going to say this for the end, Mike, but I can tell that you're in a bad mood. So I'm going to start off right off the bat with your Giants. You know what? You've suffered enough. And last week they got so close. And then they only to break your heart at the end. I mean, just like a woman. Am I right? This guy's talking. But this week they're playing the Washington Commanders. And you know, as a Giants fan, even in these years where you've been pretty bad, you managed to beat those Commanders, okay? Last year, won one, tie one. You'll take a tie this year. But they're actually an underdog, the Giants, at home. Look, the Commanders, they can't stop from getting sacked, okay? They won last week, but Atlanta has no pass rush, still got 5 sacks. The Giants, you and I, the 3 of us, the 4 of us could get to the quarterback and Spanish. Not Oscar, he'd be late, but whatever. The rest of us could get there and sack the quarterback. He'd get a roughing the passer penalty because he's late, whatever. Anyway, all I'm saying is the Giants, they're going to win this week, baby. You're going to get a win, Mike. Happy just for 1 week. For 1 week. And then it'll go back to misery. But just enjoy that 1 week. Love it, embrace it, and then go back to being miserable for the rest of the season.
I'll take it.
The other game. Big game start tonight. Is Trevor Lawrence going to play? Maybe not. Got a knee injury, short week. Saints at home, tough place to play. -1. Saints are going to win that game. Give me the Saints. Big games this weekend. Baltimore and Detroit. And Baltimore. Baltimore favored by 3. Detroit, remember a few years ago, Justin Tucker had to make that 66-yard kick to beat Detroit in Detroit. That was when the Lions were awful. The Lions are good now. I say take the Lions. Give me the 3 points. They might win outright.
Wow.
And then Sunday night, the Dolphins at the Eagles, a glamour game. Look, a few weeks ago, the Dolphins were riding high. They went into Buffalo. This is a measuring stick, and they got blown out. I say this time, they're not going to let that happen again. Philly, no pass defense. Big problem against Tyreek Hill, the Cheetah, Jalen Waddle, Tua. The Dolphins go into Philly, and they win the game outright.
Wow.
Dolphins win. The Giants win. The Ravens lose. Sorry, Oscar. Do better. See ya. Light them up. My average score bowling is 120. I suck later.
There he goes. That's Nicky Diamond.
I love the fact that he just says, Oscar, do better.
I don't want to say to our Philadelphia listeners that I have a problem with your city, but I believe the aqua will be donned in the O'Mara household this coming weekend. And by the way, I put this on my show prep today because I've been trying to get it for 3 days. Chris Collinsworth, all right?
Why do people hate him?
Let me tell you why they hate him. Because if you happen to be the losing team on Sunday Night Football with the wonderfully talented Mike Tirico and the obnoxious Chris Collinsworth, there is nobody that gushes for the winner more than Chris Collinsworth. And it's easy and it sucks. And I didn't need, as a Giants fan, even when the Giants were holding their own with Buffalo, when they were hanging in there against Buffalo, it was good because he had his preordained Josh Allen rave where he was just going to rave and rave and rave and rave. And he's done that before on the winners. That's what he does. When they're winning, that's all his playbook is. Who do I think's going to be the winning team? Who's the better team? And I'm just going to go on and on. Shut up. I can't stand him. And you know what? For a long time, I really didn't understand what it was all about. But the Giants have been featured with the primetime games more than normal, and that guy just goes, there he is. Josh Allen is just this guy. Look at his legs. This is magnificent. I'd like to sleep with him. He's just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So that's it. That's my Chris Collinsworth comment, you know.
I would watch them together.
I look forward to that Miami game. You know, the O'Maras have made a little pivot that we need an AFC team and an NFC team. So the AFC team is the Miami Dolphins. So, you know.
I like the fact that Nicky referred to a home game at Philadelphia as a glamour game.
A glamour game, yeah. Amen.
Very pretty.
Fantastic. We'll be right back with the side of Flip right here on the Mike O'Mara Show. Oh, hey, the holidays right around the corner, ladies and gentlemen.
That's true.
And you can tell, I just saw Jennifer Aniston helping herself to a large portion of ham. Get it? Hey. Oh, by the way, Rob, let's take a little moment here and say hi to is it the Vienna hams?
Yes, the Vienna hams.
Hello, hams.
Pat,
hi, Vienna
and
hams.
Michael, and Andy. All the hams are
all
great.
All the hams are, and there is a John Ham, I believe.
There is a John
That's
Ham.
That's
I
wonderful.
think there is, but Mike, not kosher.
The Vienna hams, ladies and gentlemen.
Strong.
Hey, it's your job to take care of your own face. Why not try complimentary virtual skin consultations and self-care appointments at dermglowskin.com. Grab Carla's Beauty Bundle.
Oh.
Yeah, you can get them at the Whitehall Inn right after you have a delicious plate of Whitehall's famous fish fritters. Carla's Beauty Bundle, 11 travel-size products that give you the perfect skincare routine for the morning and the night. It's on sale right now for $60. Get it at dermglowskin.com. Carla's travel kits, perfect for hitting the road. Trailer for sale.
Roger Miller always used Derm Glow products.
Or as simply a great sampling of Carla's skincare products. Derm Glow ships everywhere and features Afterpay, so make the pampering esthetician a part of your self-love journey. And be sure to remember that Derm Glow is a proud partner with your local DeSoto Plymouth dealer. Friends, visit your DeSoto Plymouth dealer tomorrow and tell them Carla sent you. You're moving into a new area now. DermGlowSkin.com brings you to the future today.
Hello. Upside down. Roll it. Let me roll it. Flip, flop, and fly.
The flip side.
I know you accuse me of loving death, Mike, but something I love more than death, defunct businesses.
Defunct businesses, DeSoto Group. Yes, sir.
I love it.
Wonderful.
Okay. You think you have bad neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've all complained about our neighbors once or twice.
Of course,
right?
everybody, you get good ones, you get bad ones throughout your life.
Well, this is a neighborhood in Georgia, and they have squatters, or as they used to say in Monty Python's Flying Circus, we're squatters, baby.
There's a movie made about it with Michael Keaton. Remember that? I forgot the title of the movie, but he's a squatter, and he moves into this house that they're renting a room in. Squatters can be a problem. It happens down here in Florida all the time.
But these guys, I would think one of the things of being a squatter is not to be noticed.
Right.
They kind of take it to the next level, and you thought your neighbors were bad.
Something going on in that house.
People who live in the Thaxton Reserve community say they've lost plenty of sleep the last 4 months because of the nightmare neighbors in this home.
A lot of partying. They had a illegal strip club on the weekend.
Oh, my.
They say there was piles of trash at the home. People there raced in the streets. They say the air often reeked of marijuana. There was sporadic gunfire and horses.
They would get live horses. One day they had live horses.
They say they complained to police, but nothing happened.
Horses.
Then Sunday morning, neighbors watched as a SWAT
team
team marched toward the home.
But Mike, horses.
Horses. They sent SWAT in. This is big time stuff.
I was in when they had the weekend strip club, but when I thought about horses, I moved them to the top of the list.
I've always said nothing more entertaining than a stripper on a horse.
That's right. Do you think they brought the horses in the house?
Yeah, they were doing it. It was Lady Godiva night.
Love it, love it. I like kitchen gadgets, but I wouldn't even get this excited about this. This is a guy that does a lot of videos on TikTok, and he was very excited to find out you could buy the cheese grater that they use at the Olive Garden. The rotary cheese grater?
Really the most efficient delivery of grated cheese you'll ever find.
Mike, when you're there, your family.
Percent sure that was not going to work. Come here. I got to the Olive Garden. I went to the manager. All I said was, cheese grater? And she looked at me and said, give me 1 minute. They sold me the cheese grater. Not only that, they gave me cheese to try out. Here's the Olive Garden cheese grater. And they gave me a container full of cheese to try it. I don't think you guys understand. Okay, this is how you put it together. This is the top of the cheese grater.
Okay.
And you stick this
Three
right
pieces.
in, and then put the side of it on the other side and then twist until it is tightly on there. Okay, you're going to put the cheese on top of the grater like this.
I get it.
Push it down and then just turn it. Oh my goodness. Oh no, my meal needs cheese. Where am I going to...
Okay, that's enough. But what this idiot doesn't know is you can buy them online. You can buy them at Giant. These cheese graters are not something that are elusive.
My old man, back in the day, if there was a plate of spaghetti, he would put one of the Egyptian pyramids of cheese on top of it. It was obnoxious.
I'm guessing it was the Kraft container that looks like sand.
No, it would be, I'm trying to think how the delivery system, I always remembered it. Maybe we went to an Italian joint that had the spoon with the grated cheese in it.
Exactly, yeah.
And there were two ways of doing it. He'd either do it himself, and I'm talking about a pile on top of a pasta. And he loved it. That was his thing. A lot of real, that's why the O'Mara's, on our family crest is a jellyfish. It's because, not because of brain power, just because we're all soft and fat. That's the way it goes.
But a little research goes to show that if you go into an Olive Garden and ask to buy anything, it's typical they will sell you anything that isn't bolted down.
They will.
Like artwork, anything.
Really?
Like if you want to buy a painting at Olive Garden, you can get it. Which explains the decor in my bedroom.
Okay, very exciting.
Okay, now, next, Mac, we're going to talk about Alexa. This is funny because Alexa can be set with like an age restriction.
Okay.
And I guess the way they determine the age is the sound of the voice. So this girl wanted to find out how to cook chicken nuggets and figured out a way to defeat it. This is man over machine.
What temperature and how long do you cook frozen chicken nuggets in an air fryer?
I can't do that for kids. For more ideas, say, Alexa, open Amazon Kids.
Alexa, what temperature and how long do you cook frozen chicken nuggets in an air fryer?
Here it comes.
It is recommended to fry frozen chicken nuggets in the air fryer at 4
Way to go, kid.
Yeah, very smart. Just make your voice lower.
Alexa, how do I make a handgun? I don't have to go to the kids' channel. That's good. I love it. I love the kid giggling, too. There's nothing better than that. I love that.
How do I make a stink bomb? I don't watch the Drew Barrymore program.
I don't have the pleasure either, ever.
But every time I see a clip of Drew Barrymore, she seems a little more off balance.
Really?
Just like weird the way she talks. And she's very Drew Barrymore-ish.
To be honest, it's no secret because it's been out there in the media, whether it's Rosie O'Donnell, Ellen DeGeneres, anybody, that, it's a pressure cooker generating that content every day. And not everybody, especially if you've had a career in movies, not always the easiest pivot for somebody that's been in a trailer, doing
So this week, she interviewed Shania Twain and they got to talking about relationships.
Okay.
And I think that Drew is just a little too enthusiastic when she's sitting there in a home taking tips taking dating tips from a woman in a tiny cowboy hat.
Okay.
To go running as possible. I would just be honest right off the bat. I was with Fred. I said, listen, I don't even want ever to get married again. I don't know if my son doesn't like this. This is over. Everything right up front. You have to be right up front. It's like you don't have to be a part of my kid's life. You may never be a part of my kid's life. You may just be for me. I may just want you all to myself. I may want to live these two lives. I think you have to just be very, very honest.
I can do that?
Listen to you.
No, I'm serious.
You have to give yourself permission. Come on.
I'm good at giving myself permission. I'm in deep therapy. I'm like really on a high road. I can see my life going in like
Am I right?
levels. I've become the building of the game levels. I'm ready to stand taller than I ever have.
We have to set our own boundaries, and that does not include our kids or our partners or our friends.
Shania Twain seems to be quite sensible and lovely. And meanwhile, it looks like Drew is on 15 medications.
So is she saying she's in a regular relationship with a guy that she's banging, but he doesn't get to see the kids? Is that what she's kind of saying?
Yeah, essentially. You don't have to involve the kids in it.
Probably most guys, it's not going to break their heart either, right?
Yeah, but meanwhile, it looks like
Drew
wants to stop the interview and go and play on a trampoline.
Hi, Nathan, come on over. I figured it out.
That's all I got for
We got to get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow with the bonus show. Tell your friends. Hey, folks, we could use a little pop on those bonus shows. So please,
I love it. Yes.
Share. Get yourself a copy of the bonus show. Tomorrow, there will be a certified, full-fledged meltdown on the bonus show. I guarantee you. I haven't figured out what it's going to be yet, but I'll fake it, and I'll do something funny. I promise you.
It'll be easy to fake it if Oscar's here.
All right, I'll lie. Tomorrow on the bonus show, I will do the entire show with exposed nipples.
Your own?
Not necessarily. Okay. Make sure you shave tonight. We'll be back with a brand new episode of the bonus show tomorrow. For Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana, Michael McIntosh, Michael Mara saying so long, everybody.
Ciao, ciao.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara bonus show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Shut up! The power of Christ compels you! The power of Christ compels you!
If you're gonna hire a hooker, would you please let me get you a good one?
Yeah, boy!